SpecFive sent me their brand new product. They're calling the Trekker Mini, or the MiniTrekker. This is much like their Trekker Delta, which I carry on a regular basis, except they're much smaller, and I've got one of each for Meshtastic and Meshcore. Let's go. Once again, thank you to SpecFive for sending me these. These are pretty sweet devices here. SpecFive has been a sponsor of the channel for a while, and going to be seeing some more stuff about them upcoming soon. Running over to the SpecFive website here, I've got the SpecFive MiniTrekker Mark II. This is a MiniTrekker Mark II. Compact GPNS-enabled LoRa mesh communicator built for reliable off-grid messaging, location sharing, and emergency communications. This is available in the ESP32 or the NRF52 chip, so you can get it either one for whatever application you're going for. Looks like the NRF52 chip is $5 more expensive. You can also get it pre-flashed with Meshtastic, ATAK Meshtastic, and Meshcore. I don't know that I've ever had one flash with ATAK Meshtastic before, so I might want to look into that myself. I'm going to be doing some stuff with ATAK upcoming, but like I said, they did provide me with two of these devices. Each one has Meshtastic and one has Meshcore. Doing a lot of Meshcore videos, a lot of Meshcore activity, I should say, in my area, around the Grapevine in North Texas, the Mid-Cities area. A lot of Meshcore stuff upcoming, so did a couple videos about that recently, and we talk on that system just about every day, so make this a bit bigger here. Long range, stay connected, etc. Built-in GPS, external high-gain antenna. That might be a stretch. I'm not sure that's so much of a high-gain antenna, that little guy right there. But it does have an external SMA connector, so you can totally change the antenna out if you want to. 28 dBm high-powered LoRa radio. Okay, so some of these nodes I've been deploying lately only have a 20 dBm radio. So this one's 28 dBm. That's probably closer to like half a watt. Maybe 0.5, 0.6 watts, something like that. The 30 dBm radios are the 1 watt radios, and the 20 dBm radios are the 0.1 watt radios. So this is somewhere in between. This is closer to 1 than it is to 0.1. So this is probably like, between a half and 3/4 of a watt in this radio, which is really good for a device this size. Two hardware options, ESP32 for Wi-Fi and MQTT, and NRF52 for maximum battery efficiency. It's basically the difference between the two. 3 times longer battery life in the NRF52 chip. That's pretty common with that chip. PET-G enclosure, durable construction, built to withstand demanding outdoor field environments. Now, SpecFive is in Texas, and I have had, this is a size comparison right here. This is my Trekker Delta that I've had for a year and a half or so at the time of this recording, and I have carried this thing that I currently have this one flashed for Meshtastic, and I had it on Meshcore for a while. I'm using something else on Meshcore right now, so this is one of my go-to nodes, and I featured this node in my Blue Ridge Overland bag video where I was showing all the stuff that I carried with me when I get in the truck and go places. So this is my current Meshtastic device, and I've had it in the truck many times and in the Texas heat. That's a good thing about SpecFive, that they're in Texas also, so they build stuff to withstand the Texas heat. There's no warping or bubbling or anything like that on this device at all, and I've left it in the truck. In fact, right before I started this video, I went out to my truck to get it because it's been in there for a few days. So no problems with this PET-G at all. This is made out of the same material, so that's going to be very durable for your hotter environments. USB-C charging, ready to deploy, firmware flexibility, compatible with Meshtastic, Meshcore, and ATAK compatible configurations. That's pretty standard these days, but okay, that's good. It's good to know, because I actually get that question a lot. It's like, because I'll talk about a Meshtastic radio and be like, well, this worked with Meshcore, and pretty much everything that's made today will work with Meshcore, but it is a good question to ask. Bluetooth connectivity, easily pair with smartphones. So the Meshcore device that I have here is set up as a Bluetooth companion, not a USB companion. USB-C, of course, like that, and these are brand new, so there's not even any custom reviews on it yet. So let's take a look at this real quick. The first cool thing about this, okay, is they have this little belt clip here. So you can take this belt clip, and it's the same belt clip that's on the back of the regular Trekker Delta series. There's 2 or 3 different versions of this, but they're all basically the same size. In fact, I have one of these older cases here that you can buy the board, the T-beam board on Amazon with the antenna out the side there, and you can buy these cases from SpecFive as well. So I like this one better because the antenna's on the top. I find it a little bit cumbersome. I broke my last one that had the antenna on the side there, but it is an option for you if you want. So this right here is a little clip that comes off, so you can have this on your belt or your pack or whatever, and you can take this completely out of the clip, carry it around, set it up, something like that. That clip's really tight in there, which is good because you don't want it falling out. So they're right there. You take the clip out like that. just like that, okay? And then these both have switches on the side here, like the regular Trekker series does. And if you watch, you can see this one's booting up to Meshcore. This one's booting up to Meshtastic. Meshcore looks like it boots a little bit quicker. That's all right. And there we go right there. So this is out. And again, they pre-flashed these for me. But again, you can order them however you want to from the website. You want a Meshtastic, they'll flash that. They want Meshcore, ATAK, you know, that kind of thing. They'll do whatever you want to do on that. And then you've got your buttons on the front here that show you your messages. Page through the menu there. Bluetooth. I can go ahead and connect my Meshcore app to this. I've got it connected to another device right now, but I'm going to connect to this. And it comes up and it says Meshcore with a number out beside it right there. Make sure the glare is not in the... Okay, now default password is usually 123456. Failed to connect. But you can look on the screen here. I can figure out what the default password is on the screen here. Here we go. Okay, there's your pin right there. They set a custom pin in there. This one's 574678. Okay. 574678. Pair. There it goes right there. Meshcore. My name. I'm going to say, yeah, it doesn't have a name, so you can set the name yourself. I'm going to say, I name all my nodes KC5HWB and then something. KC5HWB Mini Trekker. Just like that. Continue. Custom radio settings. We want to choose USA, of course. USA, Canada, right there towards the bottom. So these are flash with Meshcore and Meshtastic, but they've done no setup on them whatsoever, which is good. That way you can set it to whatever you want to. You can name it what you want to. You can set the region. If you're outside of the USA, you can set the region to something else if you want to. Setup complete. Continue. It's about 75% according to that battery indicator at the top of the Meshcore app right now. And we're going to send test from a new device. Just like that. Heard 2 repeats. Unknown repeater 1 and 2. Okay. In fact, you know what? Let me send an advert. I probably should have done that first. Advert 0. I'll send a 0 hop so that my other devices inside of my home get it. But then I'll send, and let's turn this up vertical. So I did an advert 0 hop for all the other devices that I have in the house here. I'm going to do an advert flood routed because I have the repeater on top of my house, and I have a repeater in, I have a couple of repeaters around here that I've got various plans for. So let's do this again. Test number 2. Right there. Heard 2 repeats again. And heard repeats, but still unknown repeater. So what that means is that the repeaters themselves have not adverted to me in the last 5 minutes since I've booted up this device, which is fine. This is probably my repeater on top of the house, and I'm guessing that that one that has the yellow or the orange bars there is another local repeater that we call NMTX rack, that the owner calls NMTX rack, which I can usually hit from the house. So seeing those 2 repeaters there, anyone monitoring, it seems like every time I make a video, there's nobody on the mesh. So I keep saying how active this mesh is. And during my last war driving video, we were like, hey, it's a really active mesh, but I couldn't get anybody. So I don't think y'all believe me at this point in time that it really is active. It really is active. We were chatting on it this morning. I got a message in Grapevine, Texas from a guy in Texarkana this morning. So we've been having some UHF ducting going on, which is pretty cool. I can't go into this repeater yet until it actually adverts to me, I guess. I was going to see if I could remotely manage it, but I can't remotely manage an unknown repeater, which is fine. It's not the purpose of this video anyway. So, but that is the Trekker Mini, the MiniTrekker, the MiniTrekker Mark II. They say. I never had a MiniTrekker. By the way, if you hold your device like this, the radiation pattern for UHF on LoRa should be vertical. The antennas on all of your repeaters should be vertical. The antennas on your companion nodes should be vertical, especially if you got a USB companion node on your desk. If you have it like this, horizontal or pointed down, actually, if it's pointed down, that's still vertical, technically. But if you have it like this or some way, then it's going to work, but not as well as it would work if it's vertical. So that's why I stood these up on the desk like this, so that they'd reach out a little bit better. These are those stubby antennas. They say they're high gain antennas. I guess maybe they could be. I guess it's not as high gain an antenna as this longer one here or some of the other antennas that I use. But the purpose of this is to have something that's more compact, more portable, easier to carry around. Clip it to your bag, your EDC bag, clip it to your, you could clip it to your belt also if you wanted to, but I would clip this to my EDC bag or maybe even the visor in my truck driving down the road, something like that. So somewhere that I could keep it vertical if I could. So great product from SpecFive. I've always been impressed with their products. They've got a lot of really cool tools in the toolbox, as it were, and you can always save a 5% discount with the link in the description below and use the coupon code of HAMRadio 2.0. No spaces. HAMRadio 2.0 will get you a 5% discount off of everything, not just the MiniTrekker 2, but anything else they have on the website here. HAMRadio 2.0, no spaces, spelled out the way it should be, and then 2.0 at the end. Kind of a weird coupon code, but that's what it is. Check the link in the description below. I will put a link to this MiniTrekker Mark II and a couple of the other devices I use. And let me know what you think about this. Is this something you would use? Do you like the smaller form factor of it? Can you think of a good application where you would use this type of form factor for a device? Let me know in the description below. 73, and we'll catch you next time.